Hey guys, Derrickster here, and I just got done caving. I was caving for a good 2 hours or so while the last episode was uploading to YouTube, and I got a lot of good stuff. I didn't record most of it because it's a lot of caving, and I'd rather do other things on camera in this episode. Like, well, I'll tell you afterwards. I've got a couple clips, a couple short ones from my caving. Send you off to those, and when they're done, we'll continue. So see you in a second. Guess what I found? Can you guess? Can you? I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but I found diamonds! Finally, my first diamonds. I'm waiting for the second episode right now to upload to YouTube. It's taking forever. So I just thought I'd go caving by myself, and if I found diamonds, I'd record me getting my first ever diamonds. Because I think that's pretty important for the series. Hopefully there's 4, because that'll give me enough for this emerald down there too. Nice. There is 4, at least. I'll have enough for an enchanting table and a pick. So I need to get 4 obsidian while I'm down here as well. That's wonderful, because if you can tell, I have 43 levels, and I really want to use them on something before I end up dying, because it's inevitable. So I'll grab these here, and I'll send you back to your regularly scheduled program. 4? 4. Never mind on the regularly scheduled program, because I found something else just, I don't know, 50 blocks away from those. A dungeon. It wasn't exciting conquering it, but I haven't looked in the chest yet. So we can do this together here, because again, first dungeon. And I'm all the way down at bedrock here. I think it's the first time I've ever seen a mine shaft at bedrock level. It looks really cool, actually. I really like this. So yeah, I thought I was going to find a spider spawner, or cave spider spawner, but nope, got a zombie one. Nothing. String. Guess. I should probably take this mossy cobble with me. But yeah, now back to your regularly scheduled program. So as you saw, I got my first diamonds, and I actually got a lot more than just those 4 that you saw. Here's the pick that I made, with the 1 extra for the enchanting table. But if you look in here, most of this is the spoils from that caving run. I actually got a lot of resources from the 2 hours I spent, including many more diamonds. I'm going to be working on getting an enchanting station set up with the full level 30 bookcases and everything so I can enchant this diamond pick. Because I have 51 levels and I really need to get rid of those before I end up dying, which could be soon. Because I haven't died yet, and I'm getting really nervous because I probably should have died by now. So I'm going to work on that. And I will bring you back as soon as I'm going to enchant my very first anything, really. So see you in a second. Geronimo! Die. Give me your leather. Enchanting table. Good. And let's just finish digging this out. And this goes right here. Wonderful. Yeah, sharpness. So this little bit here is actually being recorded after what you're about to see, because I had about a 2-minute section where I put together my enchanting, the bookcases that are behind me here, and went over and enchanted the pick. And it recorded, but there wasn't any sound when I went and edited it. So I probably somehow muted my mic right before doing it, and then somehow unintentionally unmuted it before I recorded the next section. I don't know, because I was meticulously checking if my mic was muted on the segments all before those 2, and it never was, so I don't really know what happened. All I know is there's no sound. So you're getting this little bit instead to show you the enchanting setup, and if I were level 30 again, I'd enchant something else for you, but It's right there. That's what it looks like. It's going to be a bit choppy because I believe the segment before this I'm digging out a couple of pieces of stone right there. But yeah, this was it. I enchanted the pick, and I got efficiency 4. Not the best, not the worst. It's really fast, but there are much better things I could have gotten. I'm happy with it. So yeah, the end of that segment I was talking about trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and decided I was going to, I believe I said I was going to tell a story, and then I just needed to figure out what I wanted to talk about, and then I was going to cut to the next part, which you're about to see. So with that in mind, story time. Alright, so I thought of something. So I decided to kind of continue with the theme of my story from my first episode, and that is, how I got into gaming, but instead I'm going to go into how I got into specific games a lot more in depth, just because I think that's kind of interesting, and video games is something I think I'm at least decent at talking about. So we're going to start with Minecraft, and if I still have more time, I'll move on to other games that I played a lot from there. Before we go and head out, make myself a diamond sword that's not sticks, that's sticks. Just so I've got a decent weapon that's going to last me a while from when this iron one breaks. I've got backup armor. Should probably cook up some of this beef before we go. So I can start now. So with Minecraft, the very first time I saw it was in early alpha, and my step-uncle actually came over and we used to have LAN parties with him, playing computer games and stuff, like Red Alert 2, and good times, good times. And he showed me Minecraft, and he was in this cave, and there was lava, and I was like, what is this pixelated crap? This looks retarded, I don't understand. I'm never going to play this game. It's awful. And that was the end of it for, oh god, until... I don't think I actually started playing until after it came out of beta. I might have played really late beta builds. I don't quite remember. And I think I started a survival world, single-player one. I built a really derpy wooden house on the top of a mountain with big stone walls, and that's when I found out about redstone. So I made a little redstone door that was cool to get in. It was just a 1x2 thing, 2 of them next to each other, and they pulled out with a little pillar in the middle. I thought it was cool. I used pressure plates. I'm sure it was way overcomplicated. I've since deleted the world, so I can't actually go look at it. That should be enough. Excuse me. And got really bored pretty quick of that survival world. I wasn't really into building stuff. Redstone hadn't caught my fancy yet as far as the intricacies go. And I stopped. Just stopped playing out of nowhere. I didn't do a whole lot. I might have gotten like 6 diamonds total, maybe. Had no real idea what I was doing. And like I said, stopped for a good couple months. At least. Until one day I saw a random video pop up on YouTube because I was going to watch some World of Warcraft video, I think. And I was like, this looks kind of interesting and big and intricate. And someone made some really big redstone thing. I think it was probably Sethbling or Etho. I don't remember which one exactly. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Redstone can do crazy things. So I started looking up how to make all of the different logic gates and what they do, and I actually learned a lot about like electric circuitry from that, like just how the logic gates work. It's kind of cool, and that got me really into it. And then I started working on creative because it was a lot easier to build in Redstone. Made some secret doors, secret rooms. Eventually made myself a 3x3 door. And it just exploded from there. I've actually got some other videos on my channel of some of the craziest things I've made, which I think I might have talked about too. And then Kevin, or Urahara422 I think is his name. He's on a friends and family server I play on. We started with LAN games between the two of us because he was my roommate at the time. And started trying to build like custom maps and things and just whatever we wanted. Creative builds, not survival builds. Hello, Zomble. And Skeleton. Oh, this is going to be hard talking and fighting, but I'm going to try. And I actually ended up making this really cool, like, blue, well, made out of lapis elephant that's climbing out of the ground. It's on the video of mine, what is it called? On the server with Kevin, like ninja recording or secret recording or something. I don't really know. And that was like episode 1 question mark, because I wasn't sure if I was going to record more, and of course I didn't. But the only thing I really liked in there was that elephant. It comes out of the ground, and if you're going to go look at it, just look for when I fly over top of it, and then say, wow, that's cool. And then you can just stop watching the video, because it's bad. But the elephant is very cool. You should go see it. It's awesome. Probably my first ever real creative build was that elephant, and I just Google searched images of elephants, and because I had it climbing out of the ground, I had to find one that was at a specific angle with its head above its back legs at like a 45. And there's really only one position I could think of that had cows in that position, so I was looking at some very, not cows, elephant. How long was I saying cows? I don't even know. Hopefully not long, but elephants in a very, vulnerable is a good word, position. And I was staring at them for a couple hours, probably about 30 minutes to an hour, trying to recreate this elephant that was climbing out of the ground, for whatever reason, in Minecraft. And then from there we tried to make an ever-changing maze. So like the walls would change, it just randomly at intervals, because that's when I learned about making like piston hard drives. And that's what I thought about using it. We could preset walls to different things and have it change at intervals, and walls would be different. And we made the big thing, and it turns out there was a very easy, like, square route. Like, you take a right, and then a left, and then another left, and your other side of the square, which is big. And you didn't go through any changeable walls at all. It was just a straight line. You took, like, 2 turns. But it was still fun. I learned a lot. And that's also when I started lagging games with Redstone, because we made a really big piston hard drive with that. Go away! And then I stopped playing again for another couple months after getting really into Redstone. Well, that kind of stuff. Came back and was like, Kevin, give me something crazy to build with Redstone that'll take me a long time, and I'm gonna die from hunger, and my helmet's broke. Should put that on. And so Kevin thought for about 5 seconds, oh, I might die. Don't die, Derek. And he was like, you should make capture points from Call of Duty. And I was like, well, I never played Call of Duty much, but I know what you're talking about, and that would be really, really interesting. So that's where those videos came from. It was actually Kevin's idea, and I worked on them, stayed up way too much, didn't sleep like at all, worked on the first iteration, which used sand. You place sand in a spot, stood on pressure plates. I'm slurring my speech for some reason. Did I go in a full circle? I think I did. Let's bring up F3 here. I want to go, yeah, this way. We'll go this way. And then you stood on a 3x3 pressure plate, which is just 9 pressure plates in a little square. And as long as you were standing on it, the sand went through a little contraption that it fell down into. And if you ever stepped off of the pressure plates, the sand fell onto half slabs above lava and destroyed the sand block, and you had to put in a new one and start over. So you had to go all the way through without falling off. And then the sand would fall down into a little place with redstone with power going through it, and if there was the sand there, the light would turn on and be like, yay, you've captured the base. And that was my first iteration. And it was really clunky, and you'd have to carry around sand. Am I still going the right way? I'm not paying attention to where I'm going at all. I'll bet you this isn't very exciting watching me just run around. But the story might be cool, so maybe watch this podcast style. Don't actually watch it, listen to it. I don't know. Your choice. And after that, I started working on... oh god, a jungle. This is a bad idea. I started working on the next version, which actually isn't up on YouTube, because the world I had it on completely got deleted when my computer blue screened while I was working on it, which sucked. But I was using the same sand, pushing sand principle around, but I had 2 layers of pistons pushing it around through the system. So instead of falling into lava, it would fall down into another group of pistons, which pushed it back to the start. Then when you stood on the pressure plates, it would push it back up into the system and try to go all the way back around a little square again. And if it made it all the way through, then you were good. If it didn't, then it reset. Thinking about it now, which I just realized the problem would have been there wouldn't have been sand in there, I don't think, if it fell out. But it doesn't matter, that didn't come to fruition anyway. And then I got fed up with it and just stopped because my world got deleted and blue screened to my computer, and it was awful. And I later found out it was because of I had a first generation SSD hard drive in, like very first 60 gig. It was like $150 for it or something retarded. But it was cool. But that was the problem. So I got a new 128 one, which I still have now, which doesn't blue screen my computer. And I started working again. This time I got the brilliant idea to actually use a piston tape or piston hard drive, a really big, tall one, to spin a non-transparent block around the square, and if it got to a certain point, then you had it, and if it went back the other way, then the other team could get it. So that incorporated the 2-team thing, and you could capture it back and forth. And that is the most recent of my redstone videos on my channel. And I really, really liked that thing. I showed it off to like my family who had no idea what Minecraft is, and I was just really proud of it. And then stopped playing again for a while. I don't know, burnt out or something, didn't have any good ideas, because I can be kind of bad at thinking of things to make at times. And then hoppers came out and all of that good stuff. I think that was 1.5? Oh, I'm starving again. Good thing I made this steak. And all the hoppers and comparators really got me back into it. I was like, look at all this amazing new stuff that I can make with redstone. And I decided I'd try to remake my capture points using hoppers and comparators and see if I can make it any smaller and less laggy. And I made it much, much smaller. I haven't made a video on it. I don't know if I will or not. Plus, I'm bad at tutorialing those things because they're super big and complicated, and explaining all of it can be difficult because I just kind of trial and error my way through it, sort of. But it's there. I made one out of hoppers and comparators, and actually uses lights as indicators for the score that travel up. And it's much, much smaller and less laggy. I think there's like 4 or 6 pistons in the entire build, which is nice. And then I decided that I really wanted to try survival Minecraft again. Just building the big cool things that I now know about Minecraft, like redstone and more creative builds from watching, I don't know, LPs and things that I found. But I wanted to do it in survival, because creative just wasn't rewarding when it was done. It was like, oh yay, look at this big thing that I made, and woo. So I started a server, and got my friends and family who play the game pretty casually to play with me. There are like 16 of us that play on there, I think. And that was really fun. I'm still playing on it to this day, actually. I guess it hasn't been around that long, but long enough. And I've really, really liked playing survival Minecraft. And that's why one of the reasons I started this series. Because survival Minecraft actually makes a pretty good LP. And I just need to learn how to commentate it, which I think I'm doing okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, my game's getting kind of jittery. What's my... Oh, my FPS is fine. Well, so that's how I got to this point in Minecraft. I think I've still got a little more time left, I'm sure. And a little bit longer episode wouldn't kill anybody if I don't, because I have no idea how long I've been talking, because I forgot to start a timer. Ooh, a desert. Maybe I'll find a village. It's with plains, too. Nice. A well? Maybe. I'll tell how I got into Halo, because that was another big game here in a second, but I really want to find if there's a village, because there's a well, and I don't remember if wells mean that there's a village or not. Village? Village? Hello? Are you here? There's a well when there's water right there. Makes sense. I'm not going to find a village, am I? Dang it. Well, anyway, Halo. So, I didn't play many shooters at the time. I think I played Command and Conquer Renegade a little, and some Counter-Strike. Mainly LAN. I didn't really play it online, unfortunately. And Halo 1 came out. And apparently I was a hipsterish little kid, because it came out, my stepbrother got it, and he was like, "You should play this game with me." And I was like, "But no, I don't want to play that game. Everybody's playing that game. When I could play any other shooter that's just as good, blah, 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 blah. I'm a hipster. Halo sucks." And my stepbrother was like, "Whatever. Cool. Have it your way." And started playing. And I guess he started playing about 6 months after the game came out is when he got it originally, which isn't all that important yet, but it will be here in a second. And then about 6 months after that, so a year after the game came out, he was over with my step-cousin, or his cousin, and his cousin had been playing since release of Halo, the whole year. And all three of us are actually really good at picking up first-person shooters, we found out, and being quite good at them very quickly. So they were like, "Derek, just try a game with us. Just try. You don't know if you like it until you try it." So I agreed. We're starting up the game, just the three of us as LAN, because Xbox Live I do not believe was even out at this point. And they look at me and we're like, "Oh yeah, so Derek, we're on this pact, and we can't kill each other right now. So we're going to do the two of us versus you, okay?" I was like, "Fine. Whatever." I've also said like way too much, but that's a hard habit to break. And so we start playing. We play on, it was Blood Gulch, I believe is the name of it, on Halo 1, I think. The one in the big canyon with the two bases on the side, if you've played it. They recreated it in Halo 2 and named it something else, which I don't remember either. But anywho, completely wiped the floor with me. Not because I'm bad at picking up first-person shooters, but because they are good at it as well, and had much more experience, and it was the two of them versus me, completely slaughtered, hated them for it, was not playing with them ever again, hated everything, they sucked. And eventually, my stepbrother got me to try the campaign with him. He was like, "Derek, it's not playing against me, come play the campaign, we'll play co-op on Legendary, it'll be fun." It was difficult, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun playing co-op campaign with him. So I'd play single player with him. And then eventually he got me to play more multiplayer as long as there were more of us and he wasn't on a team with his cousin. Then I'd play a little. Not much, didn't really get into it. And then Halo 2 came out. And he got that the first day, and he got Xbox Live when it came out, all right when Halo 2 came out. I went over and actually helped him set it up at his mother's house, because he's my stepbrother through my mom and his dad, so my stepdad. And am I back in the same desert? You might be seeing the same things over and over, but that's okay, I'm just telling a story. And stupid cows, how far out am I? Dang it! Oh, I guess I am 1,000 blocks, I didn't see that. The sky blocked it. So this is a little bit further than the other ones. Never mind. Continue being cows. Where was I? Halo 2. Just got it, helped him set it up, watched him play with his friend who lived like across the street or something, or his next door neighbor or whatever. And I had this crazy idea. I was like, to get him back for beating me at Halo 1, because I was still bitter about it. Like I said, I was an extremely, extremely competitive little kid. I decided I wanted Halo 2, I wanted Xbox Live, and I was going to get better than him for the sole reason of pissing him off like he pissed me off. I was a bit vindictive too. I was an evil little thing. Yeah, I'm not evil anymore. I promise. Not at all. So I got it for Christmas, I think, or something, because I think that was coming. I don't even remember. I got it soon after that, and Xbox Live, and started playing a lot. Like I said in the original story where I brought up the game, way too much. I went to school, came home, did my homework, surprisingly. And my mother made this rule at the time where we were not allowed to play video games until either 5 o'clock or after dinner, so that way we had to spend some time with our family. Which, in hindsight, was a good rule. I'm kind of glad she did it, because I would have spent even more time on video games. But I'd watch the History Channel after my homework was done, until either 5 o'clock or dinner time. Watched a lot of Modern Marvels and learned a lot of cool things from that, which was good. And then I'd play Halo until I went to bed. For 2 years. Straight. Not kidding. That's what I did. And I got way too good at the game. Way, way too good at the game. And I eventually, at one point in there, did end up getting a little better than my stepbrother. He found out by playing with me. I beat him. I'm pretty sure he got mad at that point and wanted to get better than me. I don't know for sure. I haven't actually asked him. And we stair-stepped all the way up, super competitive, teenage boys, and hit, I'm pretty sure, both of our skill ceilings. It was ridiculous. I could kill like 6 good players by myself, and it just wasn't fun at that point. It was awful. We stopped playing against each other because it wasn't fun. We both knew we were extremely good and didn't prove anything to either of us. We stopped being nearly as competitive and lost all interest in the game once that stopped, basically. Just stopped playing. It wasn't fun because there was no improvement. That's what I like about games, is improving. That's my main draw, is getting better at them. And I just felt like I couldn't anymore. So I stopped right after Halo 3 came out. Still played it casually with my friends, and we'd make up crazy handicaps for myself, like I'd have to play with the controller upside down, or just stupid stuff like that to make it a fun party game again, because, like I mentioned, I was just so good at the game that playing it even with my friends, who were good, but didn't put nearly as much time into it as I did, it just wasn't fun for them, because I'd just always win, and if they ran into me, they might as well just set down their controller and die, because I was also very bad at going easy on people at the time. And like I said, I was evil. An evil, evil person. So I put the handicaps, and that kind of ended my, well, console playing, really, at that point, after Halo. And I think I've talked enough, now that I'm in the middle of nowhere. Let's go over to this jungle. It might be the same one, because I think I just turned in a circle. But a jungle temple would be a cool way to end. And knowing me, you guys have seen all of the same 3 biomes over and over as I spin in circles. But either way, got a little bit more of the lay of the land kind of close to me. And another story, because I've been told that people like my stories from the first episode. And come on, jungle. This looks new. Oh, the sun's gonna go down again. In a jungle. I'm not looking forward to this. Not at all. This is gonna be scary. Maybe I'll just turn around and go back as the sun's going down. But yeah, we're gonna look for a jungle temple really, really quick to finish off this episode. Talking is hard. And if this is the same jungle, then sorry. Jungle temple. Ow. Okay, armor's good. It's getting jittery again. Maybe it's just the jungle. It's probably all the leaves in the jungle while I'm recording and moving. FPS. No, you're still at 80. Okay, I don't see anything in this jungle. So we'll go ahead and get out here. Over into the snow. Die, piggy! Are you okay? Oh, okay, you could get out. I thought you were stuck in the leaves. Okay, snow biome. Get on top of this hill. And I will see you all in the next episode.